Hi, I'm Philpott, co-CEO at DeVono Cresa. Now, it's true to say, and therefore pretty easy to acknowledge, that the office was not a lot more than a fairly unwelcome financial burden for most businesses after March 2020. We were all locked out or encouraged to stay out, and we still are. So it's probably not surprising when I tell you that we did an awful lot of work last year supporting businesses, and quite often difficult conversations with their landlords about the need to address and resolve financial lease commitments that for many businesses had all too quickly become pretty unsustainable. We did far less work looking ahead to the future workplace requirements of our clients. Now, that was mostly because business leaders had insufficient data points on how their business proposition had changed or perhaps needed to change to adjust for what their employee base wanted and indeed expected from a post-COVID employer, as well as, of course, a fundamental absence of clarity about the duration of the pandemic and how deep an impression it would leave on us all. But things have now shifted, and what we're seeing and have seen in the 5 or so weeks of the year to date is in many ways a surprising amount of demand from clients to start projects with them right away. Now, given that we're currently in our third and least exciting of all lockdowns, the sheer scale of this demand strikes us as interesting. I think it's for several reasons. I think firstly, there was a lot of latitude extended to businesses that didn't, for whatever reason, if they're honest with themselves, dedicate time to looking seriously and thoughtfully at the relationship between their business and their workplace footprint, besides how to save money on it. Now, I think that latitude's now gone, and we've been procured and appointed heavily throughout January by a lot of old and a lot of new clients. And what they all have in common is that they seem to appreciate that, if you like, the permissibility of inertia around considerations of the office that prevailed throughout 2020 is not there anymore. At some point soon, not necessarily weeks, we think months, business leaders have become acutely aware that we're all going to have to stand in front of our companies to talk to our staff about how we're going to operationally run our business in a post-COVID world, and what that's going to mean for the workplaces that we elect to lease and to occupy. We're also certain that leasing deals will be at their most attractive for occupiers in 2021, not beyond, and we're less certain, but still pretty confident, that deals struck in the first half of 2021 will be better than those struck in the second half. I know that may sound strange given where we still are, but the fundamentals of vacancy, development pipeline, and the unique nature of what is responsible for the crushed demand for offices we saw in 2020 all support this. And the notion of pent-up demand is widely reported. Now is the time, we think, right now, this quarter, not next, for businesses to look for advisory practices that can support them, that can come in and add real value and ultimately help them arrive at a workplace's strategy and then execute really well on it. We'd love to help you, and as London's preeminent occupier-only firm, we're uniquely placed to do so, without conflicts and without biases. I hope this document helps start this internal debate for you, but please do get in touch with us and we can help you move it through the gears. Thank you for listening.